Mike's Daily Podcast.
You have been waiting patiently for the latest Mike's Daily Podcast, have you? Is that true? It's episode 1956.
Mike's Daily Podcast
1956. Yesterday was a fun day, and you should do this too, is go and drive around your neighborhood near where you live and check out the Christmas lights, and you can walk too. That's nice. If you walk, you burn the calories. That's good for you. Although I don't like
Mike's Daily Podcast.
my doctor's attitude lately. You can't just walk, Mike. You got to actually burn calories
Mike's
by walking fast
Daily
or running.
Podcast.
I'm not gonna run unless I'm being chased. That's the deal. I'm done with running. I did it when I was a kid. I did it all the time. I was part of the cross-country team. And there's this little thing that happens the older you get is, A, you don't want to run anymore. You really don't want to run anymore. And also, your freaking knees and feet hurt. Kids, don't become me. Don't overdo it with the running. You need a smorgasbord of activities, of healthy exercises to help you. But if you can't do anything else, please just walk. Walk around. Walk. Don't drive everywhere. We get so reliant on our cars until the point we look like our cars. We become these big round things with wheels attached to us. And that's not good. You gotta move. Gotta get up, move. That's what I'm saying, kids. And don't say frickin', your parents will get mad at me. All right. Because I know a lot of kids listen to this. Speaking of kids, Greta Thunberg, the gal from Stockholm, Sweden, that hates the fact that we're destroying our world with the greenhouse gases, and she's 16. And she got all that attention recently.
And here's today's podcast picture.
To which old white guys like me go, what does she know? She's only 16. Why is she yelling at me? She should shut up. You should never tell anyone to shut up, kids. At any rate, she apparently had to apologize for saying the politicians should be put up against the wall, I guess, for their policies. And that's not cool. But she seems a bit angry. I say, Greta, pace yourself. You're angry now. And yes, there's this sense of urgency about what you say. But remember, you are going to hopefully be around for many years to come. You're only 16, so, take a look around. That's what I'm saying. And be careful. As I have learned from this guy right here, Basil the Boxer. Yeah, that's exactly right. He says, you got to pace yourself, Mike. He goes, look at me. I'm aging 50 times faster than you. And I don't like it, but you know what? I live my life, and I'm happy. I think that's what he said. Anywho, he is relaxing at the moment after that little rant he just did. But what do you think about all that? You can call me 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has been for 2 days. 2 days? 3 days? Did we do 3 days? So that's the important thing. What do you think of really big American flags? You know the kind. They're huge. Usually if there's a road that goes by one, the traffic immediately slows down to see it. People slam on their brakes. It's actually, look, I understand you've got a big love for this country, so you need a big flag to show your big love. And bigger is better. And that's the American way. But that sure is a lot of cloth you're using up there. And what if that gets loose and that goes flying and hits somebody is that going to cause some damage? That's all I'm saying. But look, I like to look at a big American flag. Does it make me feel more patriotic? No. Music does that. Music tends to, patriotic songs, national anthem, Lee Greenwood laying down his track Yo, Mike, I'm going to lay this down right now, and I'm making fun of Lee Greenwood because I interviewed him years ago, and you can hear that interview at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Go to MikesDailyPodcast.com, click on the interview section. But big flags. We got a huge flag in Castro Valley, in Podcastro Valley, and it just kind of shows, I don't know what it shows. It just seems like we need that. And I guess in some ways it's odd. Here we are in the Bay Area and a big old patriotic American flag, but maybe that's exactly the reason why you see something like that in the Bay Area. Is because, we're so liberal and we hate America here. No, we don't. Look at my big American flag. It's huge. Huge. At any rate, I say, if it's on your property and you make a big flag, the only time I get mad at you is if you are at a rodeo. And they didn't do that this year, interestingly, because I think there were so many accidents. The Rowell Ranch Rodeo over there off of Old Dublin Road, and there's the 580, and what would happen is this big old crane would come along and fly this ginormous American flag and at this rodeo, and the people would slam on their brakes, and 580, and people can't drive right in the Bay Area anyway, and you'd have accidents, and it was such a hazard. So that disappeared this past year. One thing we have a lot of in the Bay Area is homeless. People that oftentimes will use a shopping cart, put all their belongings into the shopping cart and push it along. And there are lots of homeless in the Bay Area, and they're trying. Some organizations are trying to fight it. There was recently an article in a San Jose paper talking about all the things that were a bit, let's just say, in the sexual harassment arena at this one place that was fighting homelessness in San Jose. Like people, they had wild parties at this particular organization. And it's, we need those things, but at the same time, living in the Bay Area, you get pretty fed up with it. You see it constantly. You're riding on BART. Oh, how do they get on BART if they don't have money? Oh, it's so easy, everybody. They go in through that metal door, that large metal door that's the emergency exit. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton, the last place on earth. Yes, there's this metal door that kind of just swings open. Like you would just sort of swing open one of those doors into a kitchen or something. One of those, what do you call it? What the old Dutch doors that had the top and the bottom part? And you just unlock the Anyway, they just go flying in, not an impedance whatsoever. Come right in, don't pay. Now, a couple of times in Hayward, I have seen people get caught. There'll be police standing right there. Oh, and then you get this individual doing all kinds of interesting gymnastics to go, I meant to pay. I was going to pay, and I just have to go get my wallet. And, oh, yeah. It's bad in the Bay Area. And it makes you wonder, why exactly do we have this emergency exit? Why can't just there be a simple computer release button that opens up all the little... I mean, you can just jump over those stupid little... They're not even turnstiles. They're... or turndials, whatever they call them. They're these little things, these little plastic things that come in front of you, and you can just jump over it. So if there was a mass emergency, people could get out. Why do they have these stupid doors that are just the freebie doors for people that don't pay? And I see it constantly. And there are people that do it that are not like in clothes that are just falling off of them, deteriorating in front of you, stinking of urine or whatever. Kids, you should try not to stink of urine, just letting you know. It's a scent that puts people off. And they just come walking. I've seen nice dressed, looks like they've bathed people that do it. Young people. I see a lot of young people just do it. They think it's a right. They can just walk right through it. Why should I pay? And I feel like saying to them as they walk through, you're welcome. I guess I'm paying for you because the rate to the fee that it costs to take BART has gone up and up and up, and it keeps going up every year. And it just went up again. And thanks to them for avoiding paying. It's bad. It's bad. So I guess my point is that when you're riding on BART and you're sitting next to someone who hasn't bathed and stinks of urine, it kind of brings the whole BART thing down. And there's a huge story, news series that's being done by a local news company, one of the 10 o'clock news's local news people, really diving into how BART has gone down. And it is a big topic. Everybody's talking about it, how bad BART is our Bay Area rapid transit. It's our train system. It's electric. Boogie, oogie, oogie. And it goes all over the Bay Area, but it is just in a serious decline right now. And I take it every day. And I don't even take it that much. I don't go that far on it. I know somebody who goes really far, goes through 16 stops to get home. And she always has these stories to tell. And it's sad because this once was a great mode of transportation. All that to say is, in this time when we should be helping people, it's kind of hard. It is hard when you see others taking advantage of situations. And California and the Bay Area is just a big city. It's huge. It's 3 cities mushed together around this big body of water. And everywhere you go, you can feel it. Like in any big city, you've got your homeless situation, generally. It's from what I've seen. But anyway, we're at Cafe Anyway, dealing with it as best we can. Your suggestions, you could call me 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6 MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast tries to be. And at some point, maybe we won't have the issue. It's interesting, though. I've talked to people that live away from mass cities, and they're out in little towns. And homeless problems are different. Like when I lived in Huntsville really didn't have a homeless problem that you could see. However, if you were getting gas at the gas station, you would usually get someone coming up to you asking for money, handling the pan, and wanting some money at the gas station. Then you didn't see them anywhere else. It was weird. So as you were getting your gas, you'd have to... But you usually couldn't talk to the person because you were being drowned out by the country western music playing off the monitors in the gas station. The music would be blasting, or it could be pop, but generally it was country. And I'd be like, I can't hear you. Carrie Underwood is just wailing right now, and I cannot hear you. Sorry. And finally, isn't it odd when you see on Instagram several different friends from different friend circles all Instagramming from the same place? That happened actually today. I wrote this little note to myself weeks ago. I wanted to discuss this, but it's actually happening now. There was that last Raiders game in Oakland. I think that happened today. And all these people were Instagramming from the Oakland Arena, or whatever they call it there. I should know this. And, the big arena. Well, now it's just the A's arena. But, yes, it used to have the Oakland Raiders. I guess they played their last game there today. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, it's interesting when you see people, hey, I could just tell that person, say hi to my other friend that you don't know I'm friends with, and, we'll make a big connection out of the world. It'll be great. And you know what? Living in a huge city like San Francisco or New York, that's all well and good. I don't actually live in San Francisco. I live in one of the towns close to it. I get on BART when I begrudgingly get on BART, and it takes about 40 minutes to get to San Francisco. But it's fascinating to me how many people want to move to San Francisco or New York that are young And that's the thing. You get out of college, you want to move to San Francisco or New York. That's what I found, or Chicago. But it's the big cities. You're young. You want to be in the big city and see all the life and get away from that small town mentality. And your parents, oh my God, my parents, they're so annoying. They're so simple-minded. Oh, they're embarrassing. I got to get away from them. I'm going to move to the city. And then they move to the city and see all the awful stuff. And they were like, why did I do it? And then they thrive. Or they leave and they never go back. What's your city story? Your big city story? You can email me, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. I didn't mention the email yet. And finally, the negativity at workplaces. Do you have that negativity at your workplace? Little things set people off, as I have been set off several times on this show today. But the big picture is that little thing means nothing. It's weird. I go to work sometimes and there's absolutely nothing going on. And then one teeny thing happened and it gets blown out of proportion. Does that happen where you work? That fascinates me. We should all just be happy that everything's going so smoothly at work and that the only things bothering us are tiny little things that we can just stomp out with our feet. Take that. Achoo, stock up on the best flu season saviors. Are you suffering from some kind of flu issue? Did you get your flu shot? I'm looking at this article on Yahoo next to Royal Family makes new rules for Meghan Markle. Yeah, I'm going to read that. Will not click on that. Sorry, Yahoo. But I guess the things they are mostly telling you is get tissue paper, Kleenex type stuff. I guess all tissue paper is known as Kleenex. It's sort of like when we used to copy things, we'd say Xerox. Yet there's a bunch of different copy machines. And also get the antioxidant stuff. Think antioxidant. And then, it also mentions some kind of elderberry thing. What? That's what this is saying. I guess it's up to you. I say try and live as healthy as you can. Get rest. Get Greta Thunberg. Oh, it's Thunberg. Has the only Christmas message that matters. SNL. Oh, we had McKinnon imitating her on Saturday Night Live recently. Kate McKinnon. She's hilarious. Okay, back to you. And I hope you get through the flu season well. Get your rest. Eat well. Don't eat crap. Kids, crap, by the way, you don't want to eat it, just as I just repeated myself. And that is, you want to try and stay to your healthy things. Watch out for the starches. Watch out for all the fat stuff that your body doesn't need. You need your vegetables, your fruits. What's the other thing you need? You need the grains. And I don't know, your 4 food groups, right? What's the 4th one? That would be French fries. No, the 4th thing. Air, water. That's all good stuff. A little bit of protein. I think that's what that was in there. But, if you can get more of the vegetables and fruits on your plate, that's what matters. Hey, let's say hi to people. As I've just thrown that message aside, let's say hi to some folks. Hello, Michael Myers. It's Madame Rootabega. What did you have today that was healthy? Oh. Let's see, pancakes. But, there's banana in it and walnuts. Walnuts have omega-3s in it. Do you like walnuts? Yes. Do you like pancakes? Yes. Do you like to work on plumbing? No. Well, I had to today, and I made the mistake of taking out of the shower the little switch, the little knob that turns on the cold water. I took the whole thing out and water shot out of it. Oops. Luckily, it was in the shower, and the water was confined to the shower, and I ran out in time to turn the main line off. turned the water main off, and everything was fine. I got the thing back fixed, and it's all good. But that was my Sunday. It's fun. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, homeless people, they deserve our sympathy and respect.
Yeah, sympathy and respect. Do you know that? I actually know a guy who gave money to a homeless person, a street person, because they were on a hibachi, and they were cooking ribs on their hibachi, like on the sidewalk. And my friend walked by and said, here, I'm going to give you money because at least you're being resourceful and you've got skills. I reward skills. And my friend really likes barbecue, ribs, that kind of thing. We call it barbecue out here in California. Another reason to criticize Californians. Okay. I'm against the wall. I mean, I'm against the end of the show is what I am. But next show will be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. And I will try and do a show soon for you this week. Something tells me, though, it's going to be a very busy week. Lots of Christmas parties happening this week. And remember, with Christmas parties, to be careful with the alcohol. My Christmas party is actually a luncheon, and alcohol is not provided. And no one has it. It's discouraged. No one gets it. No one gets the alcohol. And people, for the most part, we haven't had any huge scandals. Alcohol involved with a company party leads to scandals and controversy and things like the stuff I was talking about earlier in the show. So just be careful with that. Ooh, and the podcast picture today is this guy right here.
Yeah, Mike, I was wondering when y'all were going to get to me. I've been standing here the whole time. It's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I think that you've got a lot to cover in this show. You covered it, and you did a good job, and I'm pretty proud of you.
Thank you. We'll try and bring you another one soon. Thanks for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!